Alright, welcome everyone. Let's continue with the past perfect. Past perfect is something you can find on page 78 and it's in chapter 70. Past perfect I think can be a little bit hard for a lot of Czechs because we have to understand some logic behind this tense. This tense can never stand alone, right? I don't just use it in a sentence on its own. Usually this tense goes together with the past simple or the past continuous. But remember guys, as we said with past tenses have two rules, right? The first one is clear past, jasná minulost, right? And then we have is it finished or unfinished, right? There's no effect on now, so that means the moment I'm speaking, the past tenses are gone. They are finished, right? They have no effect on right now. I'm sure, guys, that you know past continuous and you know past simple. So, very quickly, let's just see if I say I was, right? Or I was studying, and so on. I was, or I studied. These are past tenses, they are both finished. One of them will tell me that it took a long time to finish, but it's finished too, and it's in a clear past. This one, it was a one-time action. I was somewhere or I studied somewhere. Now, as I told you before, past tense must be in a sentence with other past tenses. As already the name can tell you, past perfect means předminulý čas. To znamená, abych mohl určit, kdy je předminulost, musím určit, kdy je minulost. Okay? Because in English, if you want to tell me a story and you are using past tense, it must be clear which action happened first. Let me show you some example. Right? When I arrived at the party, right? This will be our first sentence. There will be three possibilities, right? Number one, the people left, right? That's the first possibility. Past simple, past simple. Two past simples in one sentence. The second possibility, let me put it here. The people were leaving, alright? So here, past simple, and now the second part, past simple, past continuous. These two tenses you should know already. And let's have a look at the new thing. The people had left. Okay? This is the new thing. This is the past perfect. Předminulý čas. Let's see what really happened here, because all these three possibilities here are grammatically correct, but they change the idea a lot. Alright? So let's see how I can combine these past tenses. When I arrived at the party, as we know, it's finished. I'm telling you a story, right? The party is finished. I probably know when it happened. I'm talking about maybe last week or yesterday. And I'm telling you a story. If I say, when I arrived at the party, the people left. Alright? So I'm looking here. I'm saying, I arrived at the party. This happened here. And then I'm saying, the people left. So that means, when I arrived at the party, there were people. Alright? People were at the party when I arrived. And the people left after I arrived. So the party was still going on, right? Now, if I say the people were leaving, then I am saying there was some action and I came into the middle of the action. The action is here that was taking some time. The people were going home already and I came in the middle of their process of going home. Alright? This would be here. So that means I arrived at the party and everybody was getting dressed and they were leaving. The party had just finished and everybody was leaving, alright? The party wasn't going on anymore. It was finished. But the people were still there. That's important. Let's have a look at the last one. When I arrived at the party, the people had left. If they had left, that means I arrived, and the people had left. So that means there were no people at the place. I arrived and I just saw a lot of mess after the people. They all left home and the room was empty. So it is both in the past, but as you see with the comparison here, number one, I arrived. Alright, let's put it as A, it's maybe better, A. I arrived and then people left, right? People left. Now, if I use it in past perfect, I am telling you that people had left before I arrived. So here, people had left. Alright? Now, this tense is very useful when you tell me a story. Because in the story, if you only use past simple, then it must be chronological. Alright? If you only tell me a story in past tense, that means that in the sentence, every verb follows the other. That means the first verb you say is the first action. The second verb you say is the second action. The third verb you say is the third action. Example. Yesterday I went to the cinema. I went home, and at home I had a shower. So I went to cinema, then the second I went home, and the third I had a shower. When you say that to a British person or the American, then they will hear it as one after another. It will happen in sequence, 1, 2, 3, alright? But what if I want to say that I had taken a shower before I went to the cinema? Alright? Then you would say, I went to the cinema. Alright? Cinema. After I'd taken the shower. Alright? So both things are finished. We all know that. They are in the clear past. But now the question is, what happened first? Okay? So if I only use past simple, that means I went to the cinema and then I took a shower. Alright? When I use after here, then I must use past perfect. You can say, I took the shower and I went to the cinema. Alright? Then past simple, 1, 2, alright? But in here, what happened first? I took the shower first, number 1, and number 2, I went to the cinema. This is very useful for storytelling, because you want to make sure that the people who are listening, they know what happened first.